Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this event. My name is Tanja Lahti, and I'm working for the City of Helsinki, and I'm working as a project manager of this Helsinki region Infoshare HRI.fi open data service. It's really nice to see you all here, and before I start my presentation, I would like to know how familiar you are with the term open data. Could you raise your hand if you are familiar? Yeah, quite many of you. Yeah, great to hear and see. But nevertheless, I will tell you what is open data and what we have done in Helsinki in terms of open data. And I want to start my presentation with this fact that in Finland, municipalities and cities have a remarkable role in providing different kind of public services. For instance, cities provide social and healthcare services, educational services, infrastructure, public transport, and etc. It's a wide range of different kind of services we are responsible to provide somehow. And I want to point out that City of Helsinki is actually the biggest employer in Finland with about 40,000 employees. So it's a huge organization we have behind us. And in order to provide all these services here in Helsinki and Helsinki region, we need data. And we collect, purchase, and etc. data every day, a huge amount of data. And we have data regarding social and healthcare, population, constructions, events, decisions, and so forth. And what is interesting is that traditionally, only the civil servants have had this access to this information. However, a big amount of this data is public data. There are no arguments to keep the data in secret and only in the use of civil servants. So, City of Helsinki started about, I forgot to say that City of Helsinki is very committed to be open and active. This is actually the picture of our city strategy, which is approved by our city council. And it says that City of Helsinki wants to be open and active. And in order to be that kind of organization, it means that one way to be that kind of organization and community, we have to provide the information for anyone freely to use. So about 5 years ago, City of Helsinki started to release these public data resources for anyone freely to use as open data. So City of Helsinki launched an open data portal together with the neighboring cities. Those are Espoo, Vantaa, and Kauniainen. A joint open data portal, and nowadays you can find hundreds of different kind of data sets available in our open data service, and all those data sets are public data, so no one cannot be identified based on these different data sets. And secondly, all data sets are licensed openly with this International Creative Commons by 4.0 license. So it's all for you, freely to use. And all the datasets are also a machine-readable format, and it means that we don't release any PDFs, etc., but we release at least Excel formats, but in the best cases, we can provide the data via open application programming interfaces in a smarter format. And all the datasets are freely available and no registration needed. And here you can see the main themes of the datasets we provide as open data. So there are lots of different kind of statistics and estimates regarding population and different living conditions and so forth. And more we are able to provide these geographical data with datasets with location information. And those are very much wanted and downloaded and used data because we are interested in what is happening around me. I'm here, and what is happening, for instance, regarding public services or private services or weather. So that's obvious that people want to use those data sets. And in addition, we have different kind of data sets as well. I will come back to those very briefly. And why we are doing this work is that we believe that we all can get benefits of open data. For instance, city itself can maximize the use of its own data resources, and maybe there are some overlapping data productions, so we cannot keep going like that we produce pay from different data sources many times. So the government efficiency is definitely one of the aim. And from the citizen point of view, open data gives new kind of window to the city service production and what kind of decisions we are making. So you can do your own analysis and do better arguments based on the same data sources that officials are using. And from the business point of view, we provide free raw materials. So we hope that companies and entrepreneurs will come up with new innovative ideas and startup, and there will be new startups and new jobs, and we can get more tax revenue to the city. And Finland is one of the leading countries in terms of open data at the moment, and actually we are fifth on the ranking list at the moment, and this is ranking list updated and maintained by the International Open Data Community Open Knowledge Foundation, and this is very nice ranking. And in Finland we have our own open data census, also maintained by our community and the cities as well, and as you can see, Helsinki is one of the leaders here in Finland in terms of open data as well. So we have succeeded to open up different kind of very useful data sources for anyone freely to use, and we are very proud of that. I'm also happy to say that these datasets we have succeeded to provide as open data, they have been utilized differently by different users, stakeholders. For instance, data journalists, they follow very, very actively our work, and every now and then they publish interesting articles based on this open data sets. Also the universities and universities of applied sciences utilize our data sets very much as well in research or etc. And there are lots of different kind of interesting visualization made by open data as well, and also some business cases we have seen, and I'm happy to present one of those very soon. And regarding citizen participation, we have taken very interesting steps, and Juha and Katja will tell you more about that very soon. So I have some open data sets and use cases to present you. For instance, the Procurements. This is very interesting data indeed. About 1.5 years ago, City of Helsinki decided to release the list of all the procurements city have bought from different companies as an open data list. So this is very interesting list indeed. And as you can imagine, media was very, very interested in this list, and actually Helsingi-Kanava, the national newspaper, they made a series of articles based on this data. This was very exciting to see what kind of articles, what are the findings. But so far everything is just great. We are using our public taxpayers' money very, very well. And lots of different kind of visualization have also made based on this data. Another interesting database is our public service points register. So actually here is one of the experts, I would say. And this is very useful database, and it's created and maintained by the 4 cities here in Helsinki region. And it's kind of data treasure, I would say. And what is great is that the database is available for anyone freely to use, because there is this open application programming interface. So the data can be used in different use cases. as well. And here you can see one of the user interfaces, which is very nice in my opinion. And what is interesting is that this web service utilizes this public service points data, but it utilizes as well the public transport data and the feedback system data and the events data. So it's excellent combination of different open data resources we have here in Helsinki region. And here is another great example about open data. So City of Helsinki gets quite a lot feedback regarding infrastructure and etc. every day. And previously there were several different kind of ways to give feedback, but there were no systematic way how to forward the feedback to the right person inside the city organization. But nowadays it's different because we have, I would say, one core IT system for collecting all the feedbacks. And what is interesting is that this system, it has two-way open APIs. So it's possible to put in the information, but it's also possible to get the data out of the system. If you are interested in which kind of feedback City of Helsinki gets, it's possible to get the data and do your own analysis and understand the city. So this is very excellent. And yeah, this is one of the best open data business cases so far on global level as well, I would say. And this is called Blind Square smartphone application, and it helps blind people to navigate independently in urban environment, thanks to open public data, for instance, this service map data, or public service points data, and public transport data. Those are available as open data, and thanks to social data or community data, like Foursquare data and OpenStreetMap. So this is a combination of different data resources available freely. So this is a huge innovation, and this is in use in over 50 countries, I would say, and 150. Wow, yeah, everywhere you can find this app to work, and it's available in some 20 languages, I would say. So this is great innovation based on open data. And yeah, then we have managed or succeeded to open up our public decisions, city decisions, and Juha and Katja will tell you more about this. This is very, very nice and very unique on global level as well. And on our webpage, HRI.fi, there's also English version available. You can find more use cases, how these datasets we have succeeded to provide as open data, how they have been utilized by different stakeholders. But I have to admit that it's super, super difficult to follow up how these different datasets have been utilized by different stakeholders, because that's the name of the game. It's open for anyone, freely to use, anonymously. So we have to live with that fact. And I have to say that it's not enough just to open up data, but we have to do lots of work in order to make the data to be used by different stakeholders. So it means that we have to market this ideology and all these data sets we have opened up. And one way to do that is to organize different kind of events. And we have organized this Helsinki Loves Developers meetings about 2 or 3 years. Maybe it's 3 years so far. And nowadays we organize these events, open events for anyone freely to join every second Thursday in the middle of Helsinki, very close to this place. So it's open space to have discussions regarding open data, and if you have some questions, please join and share, etc. And every now and then we have some theme on agenda. For instance, this spring we have been talking about issue reporting data, parking data, Infobank, it's connected a bit with this refugee issue, etc. So this has been very nice and easily to access events. And then we have a very close cooperation between the biggest cities here in Finland, and it's called the 6 City Strategy. So these 6 cities have decided to do very much cooperation, how to open up data in order to make the data available similarly. And then we have a very, very good cooperation on international level as well. For instance, we have this network called Open and Agile Smart Cities Network. So it's really, really important to have cooperation and so forth. And then we have this, real life testbed where we have these pilots regarding open data and smart solutions at the moment, and we are going to that district at the afternoon. Maybe some of you are joining our tour, Smart City tour. So this is very interesting district, and at the moment there are living about 3,000 people, but in next 15 years there will be about 20,000 people and about 8,000 jobs. So it will be very, very lively place in the coming years with different kind of smart solutions in use. And there is this promise, 1 extra hour of own time every day. So this is the point why, and the result, we have the smart solutions, so this is the aim, that we could spare time. And it's about big cultural change, what is going on here in Helsinki. The city of Helsinki is very committed on this whole thing. But I have to say that it's a huge learning process for all of us at the same time. But we have this mandate to go forward, and we have expertise in our city organization, so we keep going forward. And the idea is, or the aim is, that living and working and traveling in Helsinki should be as easy and as sustainable as possible, thanks to technology and all the smart solutions. And thank you, and please visit our webpage, HRI.fi, and also if you are using Facebook or Twitter, please follow us on those tools as well. Thank you.